Everything's special letter.
Ready?
I don't know. Am I? Are we? Are we? Stop that.
Woo!
All right, go.
Professionalism at its finest.
Hey everyone,
Don't
welcome
count
to
that.
another special segment of the Professor's Letter. I'm Jeremy Hennessey, and I'm here with Josh Bangle, Kenny Thomas, and Zach Everest. So what are we talking about today, boys?
I don't know. I just got in here.
All right, thanks for that, Zach.
I was given $2 and a McDonald's double cheeseburger to appear, so
I didn't get any of that.
Apparently, this is a
Wow.
I'm
So-
clearly worth more than you.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what should get banned. That sounds like fun.
In what format?
Oh, expanded. I really haven't played standard, so like even I just feel like
Yeah.
standards like
Agreed.
Marshadow and like a Ringer and a Lusamine or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I think standards is fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but I haven't.
I don't hear anyone complaining about that.
No.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's
like,
'cause-
when's the last time anyone's played it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like random League Cup. And so
Yeah.
weird. So all right, so expand is getting a lot of talk of what should get banned. The ban list comes out in about 10 days, but it won't take effect for Dallas. We have a tournament going on online. That's the No Double Colorless Open.
All right.
I played
Okay,
it.
we'll start with Kenny. What cards do you think should be banned in expanded?
I think it's tough. I think everyone's got the pitchforks and torches for Zoroark and DCE, but I think if you cut those two out of the equation, there are a lot of decks that are good because of those cards that just no longer function. And there are a lot of fun decks that use those cards. Like DCE provides a lot of power for one color energy and then two colorless. Like there are a lot of Pokemon that use those attacks. You get that out of there, what are they going to do? They're just dead in the water. I think Lusamine is pretty problematic. Be used heavily by the mill decks, by the stall decks, by the control decks, and it just gives too much value. And especially with Lieutenant Surge on its way, Lusamine's just going to get worse as a value engine. So I think Lusamine would be my number one pick. I think there are a lot of fun decks right now, and Zoroark is beatable to a degree. We saw a lot of Zoroark Garbodor in a lot of the recent opens, and they did well. They put up a lot of numbers, but they're beatable. Whereas Zoroark Control, how many regionals has that won in the hands of one player?
Oh yeah, that deck's hard to play. Like
Yeah, I couldn't pick it up.
Like when we were playing at first, like we were practicing, I was like, I'm worried about this. I'm like, no, I'm not, because random kid A is gonna mess it up, and I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. I thought
I was like, in my head, I was like, I'll be your like average player with that plays that deck. Like, will I beat Jimmy Pendarvis? No, I'll get ran over. But so I probably won't win the tournament. But
Yeah,
I
you have to
think
play
it's
with
pretty
someone.
Yeah.
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 All right. I mean,
I'm
so
okay.
we got Lusamine. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Like, I guess I gotta. To take away, I think Delinquent,
I agree.
because like okay, Marshadow and Red Card are really rampant right now, but they're also just really bad because then you Delinquent.
right.
And they go, oh, I hope that one card in your hand is good. Oh wait, I have a picking red card. Nobody can.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna have to ban Delinquent. I think.
I think
I
Delinquent
like
gets that.
Delinquents. But with freaking everyone, look, I built fighting, and I'm like, I'm gonna throw a red card in because why not?
Yeah, exactly. Same thing with Trevenant. You lock them out of items, and then you peek in red card or just red card. Suddenly, it's like, I hope you have 4 items.
Yeah. I think the Marshadow and the red card are both like very. I think they're very childish and like they're not interactive cards, and you could just win a game off of, oh, I got let loose turn 1 and I got nothing. You know, that sucks.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like it's worse. Like it is what it is. At that point, like you'd have to ban way too much to like care about that.
Yeah,
but
they don't
when
have
you
to
get
play like 10 cards. It's
yeah,
just like,
it's way too much. Like, but just get rid of Delinquent. Stopping like Pokemon hates that interaction of like, oh, your opponent doesn't have at least one turn to play. So
Right.
you've seen that with all the Hexamaniac ban, the
Wally ban.
Wally. Yeah, you've seen that already. So after this combo was made, they're like, I have to say that Delinquent's going to get banned. With Lusamine, I don't think it should get banned. I think it should get. What do you like? It can't. It just shouldn't be able to take itself. You
So
shouldn't be able to get
Ratted.
like where you can't take a Lusamine. So you can't go infinite. You can't infinitely keep getting stuff. If they did that, I think Lusamine's fine.
Well,
But
so kind of 2 points on that. The first one is I think the biggest issue with Marshadow itself is it is easily found. One Ultra Ball, one Mysterious Treasure, turn 1, super easy to get, super easy to knock your opponent down. And I think you did bring up an interesting point for something Pokemon, to my knowledge, hasn't really done in the past, which would be an errata or possibly limiting a card.
Yeah, they've never done that. Which maybe because
I don't think
we
we
did
ever
have
did.
bans. Yeah, we didn't have ban. Well, I guess we had a
Have
little
they really
ban, but we never had a
ever
ban
errated
list
anything,
like
Pokemon?
this. No.
Not like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they've done erratas, like erratas, when it was a
Okay.
card that they reprinted for modern
gotcha,
times,
I
and they
gotcha.
used
Or
to do
like, yeah.
something, but now they're like, we got to word it this way. Like
Yeah.
A-Specs is a great example.
Prism
of that.
Stars, so they're like, you can only do
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
But let's say you knock Lusamine down to 1, like people can still play it, but no one really would. So you
I'd
might
rather
as well
just
just
ban
ban
it
it at that point.
if we're
Yeah,
gonna do it.
I
I don't
I
wanna-
just
I don't wanna
feel-
get into that mode because it's like Dragon Ball Super. How
Oh,
the
yeah.
first couple sets, so crazy card. Let's errata it. Oh, enforce the will. Oh wait, this card is still broken.
Yeah.
even
Yeah,
though
yeah.
And then they had to do it like 3 times. Like, you know what? It's banned.
I think a lot erratas cause a lot more problems than they do solutions.
Yeah.
Because you're
Does
either
everything-
neutering a card to the point where it's like it's almost an insult for you to tell me I can still play this card when you know for a fact I'm not going to. Like, just tell me I can. That'd make me feel better.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for Lusamine, like if it was, if they did errata to maybe only get stadiums or like instead of supporters maybe items, something like that.
I'm fine with the getting supporters. It's
I think-
the infinite thing is not.
I think
fair.
you just ban Lusamine, like, and we
For
just make
sure.
a new one later. We just do it like, we just
Yeah.
I knew.
make-
Yeah, that's fine.
make a Lusa and be like, oh, can't get mean, some stupid
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah.
It's like,
Pokemon.
get supporters and tools, but you can't get a Lusamine or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
I think what would be interesting is like kind of on the subject of erratas, what if they possibly errated Zoroark instead of discard 1, draw 2, discard 2, draw 2. So it's more of a filter effect.
That shit.
I think in expanded it would still be fine.
What
I
about
think-
just
You could
discard
still
one
discard
to
2 executes.
What about
You
just
don't
filter one?
I think you just don't errata it, and you
No, I
live
think
with.
you ban it.
Sure.
I
don't think
like-
you ban
I
it.
don't think you
I
ban
don't, you don't ban Zoroark.
I think Zark.
No.
The meta. Why would like? There's no reason not to play Zark. Like that card's too good. Like I think the card's too good and expanded, especially with eggs. But you can't just attack everything around it. 'cause
Here's the thing,
There's
though.
just too much.
So this is my argument for that, right? Like Zoroark, a lot of times, unless it's a Skyfield deck, is just an engine
Fine.
for the deck.
Yes.
Like it's
It's
just
a-
helping you churn
It's a
through.
ridiculous engine, though.
So would you make the argument that you should ban Ultra Ball because it's a 4 of and like every
No.
deck can expand it?
No, it's not. Ultra Ball doesn't give me 8 cards per turn.
Sure, but it's an engine, right?
For
Like Ultra
free.
Ball's not winning you the game. Ultra Ball's getting you to what wins you the game. And I agree. I'm not saying Zoroark and Ultra Ball are equivalent power level wise, but I am saying it's the same idea.
I don't agree with that. I think like having like I feel like Zoroark gives you, especially with the tools that it has around it, you'd have to ban way too many cards to not make that card good. And I think it has the effect of Lysander's trump card, where like it just has access to everything at all times because you can't. It can never deck out, and it literally has the whole deck in its hand almost by like turn 4.
Just ban execute.
Yeah, okay, so I was gonna piggyback off
that-
of
that
this.
helps, but-
ban
Because
the
Star
execute.
wasn't a problem
Yeah.
until they made Shaman.
Well,
Because Trump card just came first.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, trump card, that's cool. And then it was Shaman, which would be like, hey, guess what? I don't have to get rid of anything, which is what Execute does. Execute's like, oh, cool, I can keep every card I have. So like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, that's
At
cool.
least if Execute, you have to decide what to discard. You're not just like, oh, cool.
Oh, who that?
Okay.
Description. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I think,
All
but
right.
if you just ban the Execute, I think you just go straight into like a meta where it's just straight Skyfield or Garbodor.
Am I listening to hentai in the
Is this
background?
the
That's just like
subtrain
sad.
happening right now, Josh?
No, it's Alice in Wonderland.
Is it a subtrain?
Mm.
Yeah, I think you just go into like a Garbodor Zoroark meta where you have the same effect as the Zoroark deck that they tried to get rid of by banning Hex.
I mean,
it's 90% that deck was played.
Well, I'm looking at Limitless right now for Anaheim, and I'm seeing like there's a lot of Zoroark, but like obviously the guy who won is like everybody who played Seismitoad was like Pendarvis, Pramawat, you know, like people who were just like, hey, this is what I do.
Yeah.
Right.
And then so there was 1, 2, let's see,
A lot of Garbs. A lot of
four, I'm
Zoroark
counting right
Garbs.
now, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 18 were Zoroark Garb.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that deck just becomes tier 1 because it does exactly what the old one did. They just found a way to do it without Hex, which is fine. I mean, again, you just have to start banning too many cards around that one card that is just broken. Just get rid of the one card. If like I don't care if it gets banned. I'm not. It's whatever. Like I really just want Delinquent and like Lusamine. Those two I think should. If they don't touch Zoroark, it's whatever. But please don't just ban shit around it. Like there's one problem and it's that card.
Well, it's interesting from what I've seen. Like nobody's even complaining about Garb. They're just like,
yeah,
the
Garb one. Yeah, it's because it's not like it didn't win. Like if they got rid of like the Zoroark control deck, it would win. It would win, and it would be like 80% of the field. Then we'd have a problem, and they wouldn't play. They wouldn't even complain about Garb. They would complain about Zoroark. It wouldn't even be. No one would even talk about Garb. They would just say Zoroark's broken. They got to get rid of it because no matter what you do, you can every time you ban a card, they're just gonna find another way to make Zoroark broken because the card is just too good. The attack is too good, especially with Skyfield, and like being able to control your whole deck at all times is too good. And you can't even deck out because of that stupid fossil Pokemon. Like again, like are we just gonna ban the fossil Pokemon and the eggs and Garbodor? It's like why ban that? Why don't you just get rid of the problem that's sitting right in front of you? That's what I think.
But to be fair, like I'm not totally disagreeing with you, but I will use your argument to kind of put towards the banning of DCE. Because a lot of that is how I feel about DC. I feel like you ban DC, you're just hurting a lot of decks that could be cool or good.
Yeah.
And Zoroark isn't really affected. They just discard some dark energies and maybe Dark Patch or something. Like, it's not going to fix that problem.
Yeah. I think DC makes a lot of decks stupid, but I think a lot of decks were built around DC, which is why you can never touch it. Because this deck was literally made only because DC exists. Like that, like if you take it away, it's like when they created this card, it was because the DC was in the format.
Like when they brought back DC, was the worst time for DC because it was just 80 to anything for 2, and that was like really good when everything is like 60 HP. Yeah. And I remember everybody saying, "Well, we're all quitting," and
I could see that.
And nobody literally quit because they're like, "Wait, these 30 other cards also get to use DC."
Right.
Just start printing things that take 1 energy. Just like a water and a colorless. All right, Seismitoad, you're average.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Like I'm seeing, because I played in the no DC thing.
I remember.
And like I made Zoroark. I made Zoroark Delinquent fucking 4 Shaman deck. And I just played like 4 plasma energy and plasma badge, and
Sure.
like two Deoxys, and like
Sounds
it was
fine.
fine. It's fine. It was clunky. Like it got clunky. It's definitely not as good as the other one. Like with the Exodia deck, I can almost do it almost turn every time I play it. With this, it was more fair. I feel like I was like, oh, because I play these 4 more energy, and I play 4 like plasma badges and chorus machines. Like I wasn't hitting it, but actually the deck was trash. To be honest, it was trash.
I'm glad we got to the
I'm not
truth.
gonna lie, if they were to ban DC, I'm just gonna play Zorak with like Malamar or Bronze.
Yeah, I think.
Hey, guess what?
So, like the thing is, there's still like people are like, if they ban DC, like Blastoise and Rayquaza and stuff are just gonna run stuff over, but you still have like control
Pretty
decks.
sure like Buzzwole.
Buzzwole's good.
Buzzwole's got like
Wailord becomes good too, and like
well, I mean the
there's other
plasma
stuff.
Like Beast Ring and stuff is what they can do.
Yeah.
Like
Hold on, quick question,
Plasma's-
guys. Are there any
yeah.
limited cards, like limited to 1? In
just
the
cards that are
prisms.
like
Yeah.
A specs and stuff. Just cards that are printed like
oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah, there's no like card that they've never done that where you took a card that was at 4 and made it like 2 or 1. No.
I think we had the best idea yesterday. Just ban Zora.
Yep, that just
you
ban.
you can only evolve it with Ditto. That's it. That's it.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit you guys with this one. What about banning Battle Compressor?
I think I hit too many decks.
That card's fine.
I think
That
that's
card's
I think it's busted. Don't get me wrong. I think it's disgusting.
Is it healthy for expanded?
Yes, I think it helps you pull off a lot of combos.
yeah,
it-
like
it
expanded's
also-
supposed to be a faster, more powerful format.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like even on the power level of expanded, I think battle compressor's like mid.
Yeah. But you know what? I have to say this, even though like in my heart I don't want it to happen. But Archie's and Maxie's got to get banned.
I agree 100%
They
with
might
think
they
they
probably
gotta get
ban Maxis because of the Omastar or whatever.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Archie's just needs to get banned too, because I think turn 1 anything is just unhealthy for the game.
Right, because that's
Turn
been my
turn
argument.
1 stage 2 guy.
Yeah,
Right.
it's just unhealthy.
It's
Yeah.
like
And
It's
drop.
always been unhealthy though.
Like,
Like it's always good and it's overpowered.
I don't think
yeah.
it's too powerful right now, but I
Yeah.
think it severely limits what kind of cool cards they can print going forward. Because every time they
Like-
think I have a cool fighting or I have a cool water Pokemon that's a stage 2, they have to look
Yeah.
at it and go, okay,
Agreed.
if they put it in play on turn 1, is
How
this
stupid
just
is
going to
it?
ruin the game?
well, I
Okay,
think
we can't print that.
we've reached the pinnacle of water. I think.
Yeah, Kingdra was
I think-
pretty.
Like
King
you
is
got
powerful.
and I think like
that's Waters and Kingdra. Like I think that fighting
Yeah.
those, fighting's got to go
Well,
like
well, I think if you hit with the Wailord tag team, if you hit 8 energies turn 1 and do 100 at everything, oh my god, game's fucking over.
good
That's
job
fair.
hitting 8. That's you
Huh?
get you get
Yeah,
5.
you have to get 8. It has to be a lot. But like if you do that, like hello.
Yeah, you do it. I mean,
A whole new
So,
game.
like,
like your
thing is,
your
like-
Bridget was cool.
so like let's say they ban them, right? As we at least think they're gonna ban Max.
Maxes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I think
Do
if you
they-
ban one, you got to ban the other, just for the future.
Right, yeah. Do they unban Archeops?
No, because it's a
Ditto,
stage
right?
1. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
That's just
Yeah.
too
Okay.
powerful.
Yeah.
If it didn't say stage 1 on it, like sure.
Sure.
But
yeah.
because it says stage 1, nah, we can't do that. If
Didn't
you
know,
can't
maybe.
play around with that.
Like, you know what? Nobody can. There's your Zor. Nobody gets
There's
to.
a Zorg fixer.
Dude, just imagine like Zorak turn 2 dropping all those Zorks and be like, now you can't evolve.
Yeah,
Just like,
cool. Welcome to the game. No, they just play Evo Sodas, dummy.
oh
And
yeah,
then you just lose anyway.
you're right. You're right. You got me.
Got him.
Just trying to think of anything else. I don't think anything else. Like,
Um,
Do you guys have any thoughts on what should get unbanned?
nothing.
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 Fair.
what should get what?
Unbanned.
Unbanned.
Oh,
Nothing.
unban?
Would any unbannings like
What is banned?
make it?
Oh, give me my force back.
Okay, so I like
Free
Forest, but no,
Forest.
we're
Give
not
me my
allowed.
force back.
Okay, hold on. Give me Forest and ban Decidueye and Vileplume, and I don't care.
Okay.
Sure.
You can
Fair
take
enough.
you can take Vileplume.
But
you
to be
can take
fair,
Vileplume. I want to keep the Decidueye.
I don't want to be a hypocrite, and I think
That's-
100% Forest has to stay banned once again for the future of the game, because every
Yeah.
time they print a stage 2 grass, they have to be like, fuck, if this is on turn 1 and you
Any
got 4
grass
of them,
Pokemon, to be
like,
honest.
No, you're
pretty good.
telling me in Expanded, if I play turn 1 Meganium,
I'm kind of shook. I'm going to be kind of shook. I'm going to look at that and be like, I might lose? Like,
100% losing.
yeah,
Because I'm
like,
going to have like dual braids. I'm going to have all the craziest shit on my
hey, I
back.
have a
Yeah.
question. I have a question by a viewer.
Oh, what?
oh,
All right.
Murphy. So Murphy says, with the Waylord tag team Reuniclus Klefki deck, do you see him
Yes.
banning any part of that?
No,
It got easier with Waylord tag team.
it's garbage. I promise you. It's
that deck
garbage.
is stone cold shut down by a Pseudo-Wudo, which, like,
No,
most
it's not
decks
now
are-
because of the
Not
tag team.
anymore.
Oh,
Not
you're
anymore.
right, yeah.
No, they're talking about with tag team.
Okay.
Because that's 600
We'll see.
damage right there.
We'll see.
Yeah, but like if any of those Pokemon get knocked out, you're just dead, right? Like,
You
There's
literally
a lot
cannot-
of like you gotta. There's a lot of pieces, but you get it. You do win. You do win.
yeah, I don't
It
know. Like,
matters.
if I think it's cool for Pokemon to have a combo deck like that. I think that is a nice thing for people to have access to if they choose to play it. And if it is a combo deck that Pokemon's going to choose to have, I think that's the one I'd like it to have. Where it's
I
like
feel-
a lot of Pokemon, a lot of moving pieces. Like, you really have to fucking think about every single turn. Like, there's a lot of issues with prizes. Like, it's clunky. That's the kind of like one-shot
Yes,
kill.
I agree with you. Like, I feel like it's okay to have that deck. Is it okay for that deck to be good? No. If
No,
that
that
deck
deck
is
can never
good,
be like
it
the
needs to
best.
be banned.
Look,
Correct.
the deck will win
Nothing.
because it'll
Yeah.
be like Murphy plays this deck and he's just the guy that runs hot and he's like turn 2, you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it just wins a tournament, something will get.
I think if it top 8's a tournament,
Yeah.
like a
Because,
big,
like,
not like a
it's
league.
okay to have that deck. It is a fun deck, but it's not okay to have that deck be good.
The nice thing is, because of how Pokemon like heavy that deck is too, it can play really good cards that would help
Yeah.
it, like Shamans and Tapus and things like
Yeah.
that, which is nice too. It's got a lot of kind of built-in safety features to keep it from ever
Mhm.
being like the best deck.
And it can't play like Skyfield. Like,
Yeah,
if it could play Skyfield, it'd be a different deck. Like,
for
I'm
sure.
excited to lose to it.
yeah, me too.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
100%.
No doubts.
Well, like, because we talked about the deck before, not without tag team, obviously, because like that wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah.
But because we were playing, you remember that game? You're just like, this. I got a terrible hand, and you still did
It
it.
did not matter. Yeah, it did not matter.
Yeah.
I had a terrible deck. I didn't even have a through the cards that I knew had to be in there, and then I was like, oh, Acrobike. Sure.
Let's
Seems
go.
right.
You can play a shaman because
Yeah, you can play one, I think.
with the whalers now you have like one spot.
You can kill the shaman too.
You can kill the shaman.
You can kill the
Okay.
shaman off.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I think you
can,
play more than one shaman. You play a
I think
bunch.
the main math I'm doing is with Pseudo-Wudo in play.
because you draw all your cards and then you kill your shaman.
You kill
and
your
then-
shaman.
Yeah.
And then you get the win.
Yeah.
You like kill your shaman and then bench like the other waylord or something, and then just be like,
I was playing with Josh, or I was playing. I'm pretty sure I just kill my shaman here, and he's like, nah, or he's telling me not to do something. I'm like, nah, you just kill the shaman. I killed the shaman. Like, all right, you're right.
yeah, I don't know.
Whatever it was. I'm like,
I don't
this
know.
shit's stupid.
So
Yeah.
I think So I mean, like, I want that deck to be cool, but not cool at the same time.
Yeah.
If it's ever good, I think something gets banned.
Well, depending what they ban, I think it could be great
Yeah.
for the next coming cycle. Because if they
Sure.
ban, if Exodia is not a deck, I'm liking this deck more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel 100% Exodia's got to get touched. It's got to get touched. Like, delinquent thing cannot be a thing.
I mean, there's no bad cards in my deck.
Yeah.
I'm playing Exodia.
Yeah. Mhm. Like, in my head, I'm like, that's like, if I don't decide on a deck, I'm playing Exodia because it's like a 50-50 just I beat any deck. Oh, do I get first and I hit my combo? I win? Like,
Yeah.
that's so stupid. And it's not fun to play. I've been playing it for like 2 weeks, zero fun. And I bet there's no way it's fun to play against. Like, it's definitely just a stupid deck.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
I got you. Sorry. Like, I feel like I just apologized to my tournament 9 rounds straight. Yeah, sorry, I just made you not play the game.
Right.
Have
But
a
I mean,
nice
that, like
day,
I said,
loser.
that's the feel bads that come with kind of combo decks in any
Yeah.
card game. But
Agreed.
if like in the terms of Magic the Gathering or like Yu-Gi-Oh, if a deck that was a combo deck came around that was as clunky as this deck, like I'd be totally fine with it.
Yeah.
Because they're just I've seen things that are way better, way more consistent, even on power level scales and equivalencies. It's fine. Like it's gonna feel bad when
Yeah.
you lose to it, but a lot of times you're just not gonna lose to it.
Yeah, I agree with
Like-
that deck.
Yeah, and like knowing what you're targeting, knowing what you're attacking, knowing what you
Yeah.
need to get rid of to slow them down, like is also important. So there's like a skill gap. Like if you lose to it 100% of the time, the main reason is going to be you're not like you
I
don't know
agree.
how to play against the deck.
I agree.
And
It's
I think
like-
that's also good for the game.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm fine with the deck until it becomes the deck.
And then yeah, get
Yeah,
that shit out of there.
Yeah, then let's do something. Like I feel like that almost at every deck almost. It's like we're never gonna stop complaining.
Well, I don't know. So like that's kind of my issue with like a debate of what really needs to get banned.
Yeah. I
Because
agree.
right now, and like since I've come back to Pokemon, I don't feel like there's been a best deck. Like there's a best card, and I think that's Zoroark GX. It's hard to argue against that being like just the
Yeah.
best single card. But
Mhm.
you see a lot of flavors of Zoroark, and you see a lot of different kinds of Zoroark, and it depends on the player. Like, do they like attacking?
Yeah.
Do they like controlling? Are they just get a better player than
agree.
you? Like, they're gonna
Yeah.
play a different flavor of it.
Which I think but like it's like a 1-card format. Like last year when Hex was a card, that deck was 90% of the field. Easily. Like if you weren't playing that deck, like everything just lost to it. It did not matter.
Yeah, but I think
So,
even more so
sucked.
in Pokemon because there's no sideboard. Like,
Yeah.
there's never gonna be a best deck revolving around a single card because we even see with Zoroark, like if you go into a tournament, you know 90% of people are going to be playing Zoroark. You put a Lucario GX in your deck, you put
Yeah.
a Buzzwole in your deck, and
Yeah.
suddenly you sit there for 9 rounds going,
I-
feed me the Zoros, feed me the Zoros. You're in top 8, and you're like, hey, that's great.
Yeah. I
And
just
suddenly
feel
more
like,
people catch on, more people are playing fighting.
Yeah.
Suddenly the Zoroark players are scared. They're like, oh shit, and like.
Yeah, I
If
feel
it
like
does, they
cards
have to
like
adapt. Like that's
Buzzwole,
how a healthy format
yeah.
develops. Like no format always looks healthy from
Which
the
is-
start.
like it's in my opinion, if you got rid of like Zoroark, I feel fighting just becomes okay. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
exactly,
like it's
like-
not even worth like I would not play fighting. Like,
If I'm not playing
it's not that
Zoroark and I
great.
sit down against fighting, exactly. That's exactly what I think.
Yes.
It's just like this is kind of a free win. Like
Yeah.
they're not doing anything particularly powerful
Yeah.
against me. Like I'm just gonna beat the shit out of them.
which is kind of sad in my opinion. It's like Buzzwole is literally good because Zoroark's a card. Like
To be fair, Buzzwole is good because Beast Ring is.
well, Beast Ring's good, but like even then, like when I'm playing Blaster, I'm like, cool. I'm just knocking you out anyways. I don't care. Like I just don't care.
The card's really good though.
Like it is cool, but like it's
Yeah.
just not that good if you're not playing if Zoroark's not a card.
Sure.
And like that's why I feel like Zoroark's fucking stupid. It's like it makes cards that aren't that good just good because it's a card.
Although to be fair, like if we're talking about bannings, like we do have to think about like what the consequences would be of a certain banning. And I 100% after testing and playing a lot of Trevenant, I think if Zoroark just got clean banned, Trevenant would literally be everywhere. Like
You're
what
right,
deck
you're
is going to
right.
beat Trevenant in a format where you
no.
can't attack with a DC and just
You're right.
guarantee knock it out turn after turn?
Right?
Like you
Well,
ban
there's gotta
Zoroark,
be
you gotta ban
another
Trevenant.
dark Pokemon
Like,
that
a
we
little
can
bit.
tech in. There's gotta be a tech.
You gonna play Mind Jack Zoroark? Is that what you're gonna do? You gonna Wood Hammer him? Like
Who knows what I'm gonna do at that point? But
are
like,
you gonna play
you're
Dusty
right.
Shackleford?
You
Are
are
you gonna get a
right.
little Tyranitar
That is
GX?
something that we should think
Yeah,
about.
I'm gonna play the Zoroark can copy your attack and just hit you for weakness for 120.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
you could do
but
that,
I think you're
but
right.
like,
You have to think about that because your Trevenant does become a Trevenant is bad because
90% of the field is Zoroark.
Yeah, because Zoroark's a card.
Like, even
And
even
it's-
going into that tournament, like I knew
and-
Trevenant was like 40-60, like kind of unfavored, but it
it's
was
still not bad.
it's
which is
winnable.
why that card, like it's still
Yeah.
winnable.
But every other match was like 80-0 or 80-20,
I mean,
like
Blastoise.
70-30,
Blastoise
like
is okay. Like Blastoise can still run you over. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, we're
all
not
right,
on that.
anyway.
That's not
Anyway.
what we're on.
All right. Stop.
Blastoise. Boy.
We're not, okay, guys. You're not even playing Blastoise anymore. All right,
You don't know.
anyway.
You might have convinced me.
yeah, there we go.
Whatever Sam Chen message you'll play. All right, anyway.
That's true.
All right, so that's going to end it for this video here.
All right.
I want to thank Kenny and Zach for joining us. I hope everybody smashes that like and subscribe button, right, Kenny?
Yep.
All right, and leave a comment below what you think should be banned. I'm Josh Bangle, a.k.a. we're all playing fucking tag team Pokemon. And we'll see you next time.
I'm not.
All right.
I'm not.
Okay.